Hi friends, this is your friend Navneet from Divinity World. From today onwards, we'll be starting a series of short videos on various states of India. We'll be talking about 2, 3 or maybe 4 icons of those particular states. That can be a living being, that can be a place, that can be a man-made thing. So we start from the northeastern part of the country, and today is the first short video from the northeast part of our country, the northeast 7 states of our country, which are also called the 7 sisters. So let's begin. Why they are called 7 sisters? There is a strong reasoning behind it. Number 1, they are very much interdependent. These 7 states are very much interdependent. But for a small corridor, Siliguri corridor, they are actually separated from the Indian mainland. So they have no choice but to be interdependent in order to not only survive but thrive also. The second most important reason that why they are called 7 sisters is that as far as geography is concerned, all 7 of them are almost identical. Yes, so these are the 2 reasons why these are called the 7 sisters of India. So today's short video is about the 3 amongst those 7 sisters of Northeast. So today we'll be discussing about Assam, Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh. So let's start with Assam. Now Assam is a great state, a culturally rich state. I may not do justice and I'll severely be disappointing fans of Assam and the people of Assam because I'll be mentioning only 2 or 3 attributes, whereas we can talk about Assam for the entire day. But according to me, the three icons of Assam. Number 1, the island of Majuli. It is in the Guinness Book of World Record as the largest river island of the world. Largest river island of the world. It is situated right in the midst of great mighty Brahmaputra river. It is the only river island district in India. Yes, covering an area of almost 500 square kilometers. Number 2 thing about Assam. Assam, rather Jorhat in Assam, is also called the tea capital of the world. One of the most widely used beverage in the world, tea. India is the largest producer of tea in the world. And Assam contributes 52% of the entire production of tea in India. So next time when you have your hot cuppa in the morning, you may express your gratitude to the people of Assam who's sending the freshness, the gardens of Assam at your place. The number 3. At number 3, the icon of Assam is Bhupen Hazarika Setu. Now this bridge, this road bridge, connects Assam with Arunachal Pradesh. Because of its strategic importance, because of the kind of clashes that we are having with China, this bridge serves very important purpose and it's a very strongly built bridge. All the main battle tanks of India, the Arjunas and the T-90s of them, they can travel over it. So it connects the mainland India with Arunachal Pradesh. You can say that such a strategic important. It has been called Bhupen Hazarika Setu. Bhupen Hazarika was responsible for bringing the culture of Northeast into the folklore, the mainstream folklore culture of India. He's also called Sudha Kantha because he had an excellent voice. He was a great poet. He was an eminent writer. And hence he was an icon of Northeast. And aptly this bridge was being named after him. So this was about Assam. Let's move on to Meghalaya. Meghalaya can also be translated as abode of clouds. During pre-independence era, Britishers fondly called it Scotland of East also. You all must have heard about Cherrapunji, right? One of the wettest places on the world. Now, it's the wettest place on the earth tag has been taken over by the Mysawram district, which is pretty near to the Cherrapunji. But still Cherrapunji holds 2 world records as far as rains are concerned. In the July month of 1860, it received the highest ever rainfall, which has still not been broken. From July 1860, right, from July 1860 till June 1861, it received the amount of rainfall that it has received. This record has still not been broken. The other good thing about Meghalaya, or the icon of the Meghalaya, are the root bridges. Now these are aerial roots of trees. Mind you, these are aerial roots of trees. So these roots are not below the ground level, right? These are aerial roots, and people have made bridges out of them. Now these are usually the rubber trees, and this is a very ancient practice. This is a very old practice. And the most beautiful places that will come across, it's an experience in itself. The third icon about Meghalaya is an interesting part of their culture. Some of you must know that Meghalaya is a matriarchal society, right? In which the female is the head of the house, instead of a typical North tradition of patriarchal society. So, interestingly, after the marriage, instead of woman going to a man's house, reverse happens. The man goes to woman's house and stays there. That's number one. More onto it. The children who are born out of this marriage, they get their surname from the maternal side. Yes. And the youngest member of the family inherits all the wealth and the property. That's a rule out there in Meghalaya. So interestingly, before we move on to the next state, which is Arunachal Pradesh, I just want to go back to discussing why Cherrapunji gets the highest rainfall in the world. You just need to understand a little geography out here. The Indian arm of Great Monsoon, which starts from Bay of Bengal, the monsoon winds, they start from the Bay of Bengal. They override the plains of Bangladesh. From the shore of Bangladesh, from the Bay of Bengal, they travel for almost 400 kilometers and they hit what is called the Khasi Hills, in which the place called Cherrapunji and Mysawram are there. So the elevation suddenly rises to almost 1500 meters from 100 meters or so within 2 to 5 kilometer range. And because of this sudden elevation, the monsoon winds, the clouds, they strike those hills and the narrow gorges out there, and it rains, it pours, literally pours there. And that is why this area receives such a huge amount of rainfall. So let's move on to Arunachal Pradesh. The name itself says it, Arunachal Pradesh. So the first light of the dawn, as far as India is concerned, right? It strikes the Dong village and the Vijayanagar village in Arunachal Pradesh. It's the easternmost village in India, right? It shares its border with Assam, but it shares its border with 3 countries. Yes, my dear friends, it shares its border with 3 countries. It has 3 international borders. Also, the world's second largest monastery, which is Tawang, is situated in Arunachal Pradesh. The largest monastery in the world is Potala Palace, which is in Tibet, but the second largest is there in the Arunachal Pradesh. It is, as far as the 7 sisters are concerned, or the 7 states of Northeast India are concerned, this is the largest state amongst all the 7. Also, 77% of the area of Arunachal Pradesh is under trees. It is one of the most beautiful states that you can ever visit. So dear friends, this was about the first part of the northeastern states. Our next video will be talking about the rest 4 7 sisters of North India. So till then, Mera Bharat Mahan. Thank you.